Greetings everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's one, I thought I'd throw things up a bit. Instead of just having a look at one cheap shitty phone, I decided to pull out 5 cheapo shitty phones to have a look at in one video. This is probably going to go for a long time. Think of this as like a Christmas gift, except I'm presenting you with 5 cheapo shitty devices. So, our lineup is this Addtel thing, a Glam'our thing, a thing, another thing, and a Tecno phone. A lot of people have asked me to review Tecno phones. I'm going to be finally doing that. Let's not spoil those ones just yet. Let's concentrate at one phone at a time, and let's start with the Addtel X6. So this Addtel X6, is that even an L or is it an I? I have no idea. This was from eWaste many years ago. I've actually already done 2 reviews on this phone. One on the channel that's now gone, and then I filmed another review on this phone back in 2019 or something like that I was going to put on this channel, and I never got around to editing it. So here we are for the 3rd time having a look at this thing. It looks like a Nokia clone, to be fairly honest. It's in pretty terrible condition. It's in a D-pad, call buttons, camera button, option buttons, numeric keyboard with Arabic lettering on it. Keep that in mind for when we power this thing on. Around the device we have plastic side, a torch at the top, which we'll test if we can, more plastic, and a mini USB port as well as a Nokia charging port and a microphone too. But on the back, this is where things get interesting. This thing has a monstrous speaker on the back that says 3D sounds, and there is a 1.3 megapixel camera just there, which for all of these devices, I've done camera tests for every single one of them. This is going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, this phone says multimedia, and there's a small problem with this device that I have not been able to fix since I've owned this phone for 7 or 8 years or however long I've had this thing. If we pull open the back cover like so, you'll see just how absolutely filthy it is in there that I didn't clean. Oops. And also this is another speaker area as well, because the speaker is fucking huge. It's probably about a 25mm driver in there, I'd say. I'm going to warn you all now, when we get to the speaker test of this, please take your headphones off and throw them out the window. There's our tiny little camera there. We have dual SIM cards, it's 2G only, micro SD card slot, and according to the sticker, it's an O-King Model X6 with dual IMEIs. Feel free to look them up if you can see them. There you go. Feel free to look them up and see what they correspond with. But yeah, the Addtel O-King X6. How good is it? Let's grab a battery and a micro SD card, and I'll show you what this thing can do. Okay, so we've zoomed into the 2-point-something inch display. Here we go, powering this thing on. Please pay attention to what you're about to see, because I don't even know. After all these years, I still don't know who this guy is, but this phone is branded for him. I don't know. And we've booted up. I'm guessing that's the same bloke there. Anyways, if we just press the menu button, we have a very Nokia Series 40 layout here. We've got call logs, contacts, file management, multimedia, message, tools, entertainment, profiles, and settings. I mentioned that there was a small problem with this device. It has a password. I have tried the usual combinations and all that sort of stuff. Can't figure it out. I've tried to do a hard reset on this device and I cannot do it. So if you have any idea on how to reset this thing, please let me know. But otherwise, we just kind of have to ignore that for the time being. Call logs, we don't need to check. Contacts, we don't need to check. File management, we can't even go into. Multimedia, I'll come back to. Tools, we can have a look at the calendar, which needs a password. Alarm. Oh, we can check the alarms. Calculator, looks like a weird calculator. Cool, it says equal there. Torchlight, activated. Oh yeah, it's on. That's, like a spotlight. Fair enough. And we have Bluetooth. Any paired devices? A Nokia 200 was paired to this. Well, there you go. In entertainment, we have Sokoban, which... oh, it's the push the boxes into the holes and you win. Actually, are they piles of shit that I'm pushing them into? I have no idea, but I've won. There's no sound either. In profiles, we have normal, silent, vibrate, indoor, and outdoor. If we go to options, we have activate, customize, rename, and timber bright. What is timber bright? I have no idea. Let's go to normal, go to ring settings. Oh god, my ears. When you descend into madness, that is the tone that plays. Holy fuck, that was horrendous. So you kind of get an idea of the volume of the speaker. It's pretty loud. Let's see if there's any message alerts. Oh, fucking... let's move on to settings. Scared the shit out of me. Dual SIM, network selection, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Phone settings, not a lot we can do in here. Restore factory settings, yeah, it needs the password, don't know what it is. I've tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 zeros, 4 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before it tells me no, nothing. And yeah, security settings, privacy. It's enabled. So whoever owned this phone put a privacy lock on here, which kind of sucks because I can't do much. Oh yeah, the wallpaper. That's him there as well. There's no other wallpapers, just this one. So if we head into multimedia, camera, needs a password. Image browser, needs a password. Video recorder. That opens though, don't ask why. This is the camera, 176 by 144. Is that a shadow on the camera? Oh yeah, I had to take the back plastic off the camera because there's a whole bunch of scratches on it, and I wanted to make this look as crystal clear as I could. So I've taken a video with this, and I'm going to splice it in, and you can have a look at the quality of the Addtel O-King X6.
Okay, so this is what video recording looks like on the Addtel King X6. Obviously I can't take any photos because of the whole privacy thing, but the blobs that you see in front of you are in fact frogs, even though it's really difficult to tell. This is also in 176 by 144, so that's pretty good quality for something like this, I suppose. Color-wise, it looks a little something like this. The brick wall looks a little something like that. Stuart looks a little something like this. The lemon tree looks a little something, hey, there's a lemon there. And as for zooming in, I can't zoom in. That is as far as we can go with this one.
It wasn't lying. 176 by 144 is the correct resolution of this, and there's not much more you can do in the video recorder options. You can't switch to camera mode because you obviously need that password. Moving on. I'm leaving audio player till last. We'll get to there. Video player? Does it have anything? No, because I've taken the video off this already. FM radio though. Please plug in headphone. We don't have a headphone jack, so I assume it goes in there, but I don't have one laying around, so we'll just leave that. Recorder, testing, I guess. Here we go. The best feature about this device. Can I even say the best feature? Yeah, it is. I've got BFG division on here. Okay. Equalizer, I'm leaving it at regular. Don't need to change anything here. The display settings, I'll just leave it as spectrum. Okay, so once again, I will warn you, if you are wearing headphones or earphones or anything that goes inside of your ears, please throw them out the window immediately to avoid any risks of damaging your ears. I'll just put it at maximum, and we'll just go ahead and casually play BFG division on this. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Holy hell. 111.6, I think that's the highest we've got to. Unless the 2019 N-Gauge slightly beats this, I'm not too sure. Yeah, that speaker packs quite a lot of punch. If I put it to 50% volume, it sounds a little something like this. Even at 50% volume, it's actually extremely loud. While it's not super crisp or super clear, the fact that it pumps out 111 decibels, and you can still tell it's BFG division, is a pretty solid factor for this device. I could put a SIM card in, but I definitely know this is 2G, and while this is pretty much just a Nokia ripoff, in terms of the user interface and sort of the look of this phone, the speaker is the most standout feature of this, and obviously it caters to whoever the famous guy is on the screen. I have no idea who he is, so please, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Anyways, that's the Addtel O-King X6. Let's tear it apart and have a look at it. Oh, but we've got to power it off first, which, there you go. And there he is again. Yep, don't know who he is. No clue. Probably get a million comments now saying, no, it's this bloke. And I'll go, okay. Never knew that. The greatest thing about all of these phones is that they all use Nokia batteries, which is extremely helpful. Anyways, 4 screws holds this thing together, so let's take them out. Okay, and it just sort of pops open like this. This frame is actually metal, which is quite surprising. And the earpiece is also just there as well, which is quite a beefy one. And the main motherboard itself just lifts out from the frame like so. There is the speaker there. I have measuring tape. It is almost a 1-inch driver. Or 20 millimeters. There you go. It's a 20 millimeter driver in there. Just lifting out the speaker reveals our LED torch just there. A couple of contacts. The rear camera, which is just that tiny itty bitty little thing. There is actually space for a headphone jack to be implemented, but they didn't put one in. So you could do some mad hacks and solder one in if you wanted to, if you happen to own this certain device. Okay, so lifting down the screen reveals a sticker which says it's the C706E. I'll take note of this sticker because it says 32M on it, which gives us a fairly good indication of what this thing is. And there's also a code on the camera flex just there as well. Okay, lifting off the shielding reveals that we have a Spectrum processor in here, which is actually fairly interesting. I was expecting MediaTek, but nope, Spectrum. And we do have a module which appears to be the storage, I would say. I can't really see what that is, but I'll zoom in during editing and I'll let you know what that is. The screen is a 2-inch display. Now while I check to see if this works, I'm going to display the specifications of the Addtel O-King X6 to the side here. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. But that's pretty much all the specifications that I can come up with for this device. I haven't looked up the Spectrum processor or the other module that was on the motherboard, but I'll make sure to put everything here during editing. Anyways, that is the first phone done, out of the way. Whew, what an experience. Moving on to the next one. The Glam'our Splash. Now this phone I received in a bulk lot, and at first I thought it was a Nokia, but no, it's a Glam'our. And the model of this is the Splash, which is kind of unique, but sure, why not? Very basic standard form factor, option buttons, call buttons. This is a D-pad. I honestly didn't know it was a D-pad at first because the center button doesn't really sort of exist. The keys are all spongy and all that sort of thing, and I wasn't actually quite sure, but sure enough, there is one there. Numeric keyboard around the device, not a lot, but we do have a headphone jack, a micro USB port, as well as a Nokia charging port, all plastic around the sides. We have a torch at the top as well, which is kind of cool. On the back, we should have our 0.3 megapixel camera, speaker, and go. So it's the Glam'our Go Splash. Just agree with it at this point in time. Popping the back cover off shows that we have the battery installed, which is actually kind of a nifty looking one. It is rated at 800 mAh, and it's the Glam'our, which by the way, when I reset this device, it reset to Italian. So this is obviously a brand for Italy or something? I'm not too sure. But popping the battery out, which is just a BL4C one, we can see that it is the Glam'our Splash. Dual SIMs, both 2G only, both IMEIs are listed there, feel free to look them up and see what they correspond to, and we do have our microSD card slot, and that is about it on this device. With everything installed, this will just leave, that's fine. Powering this thing on looks a little something like this. There you go. Very boring, dull startup sound, but I don't think you can change it. Of course, it has the bubble popping keypad noise. Good stuff. Once again, this does look and feel like a Nokia Series 40 device. The icons are very reminiscent of it. So we have call logs, which if I just press the big D-pad button in like so, there you go. That's how you can activate it. Contacts, internet. That's something the other one didn't have. But of course, that's not going to work because we don't have 2G, it doesn't have Wi-Fi, so I wouldn't be able to do too much here. But I can see if there's any offline pages. No. Unfortunate. Multimedia, I think we'll come back to. Messages is just going to have messages. Application, we have an alarm, an electric torch. Open or close. Electric torch has been opened. Oh, hello. That's actually not too bad. Like a spotlight once again. Electric torch though. They missed an opportunity to include a taser on this. Sad. Anyways, calendar looks like a basic calendar. Calculator looks like a weird looking calculator. Cool. Bluetooth, has it been paired with anything? It has not, because I didn't switch Bluetooth on. It has not been paired with anything. Fun and game. We have Snake on here. Ooh. Oh. Well, this is Snake. There's no noise. He's moving very slowly. Okay, I'll put it on the hardest difficulty and see if I can play this. Oh yeah, there we go. Whee! It's Snake. It works. Facebook, please insert SIM card. Yahoo, please insert SIM card. Google, please insert SIM card. eBuddy, please insert SIM card. Twitter, please insert SIM card. MSN, please insert SIM card. And that's it. But even if I put a SIM card in, none of these would load. Anyways, moving on to My Files, which we can select the phone or the memory card if we want to. If we go to memory status though, and go to phone memory capacity, we have 85.5k total, and 50.5k is used. Finally, within settings, we have call settings, which is just all the usual stuff. Phone settings is just all the usual. Display, animation effect, which is just default and default, that's all we can choose. Wallpaper, we can choose wallpaper 1, which is nice scenery, or wallpaper 2, which is the clouds. We don't get many options here. Idle display setting shows a whole bunch of options. Contrast, backlight, auto keypad lock, that's about it there. Security, this doesn't have a privacy lock, which is good, because we can actually use things. Profiles, oh boy. Okay. Oh god. Please God, let it stop. Oh god. I probably should have put a warning about this one too. That was an absolute descent into hell right there. Adjust volume, call a ringtone. Yep, 15. Yeah, that's loud enough. Connections, network, GPRS, data connection, all that sort of stuff there. Nothing really too interesting. Let's jump into multimedia then. I've given you an idea of the speaker on this thing, and it's only a tiny little one, I think. Camera. Looks a little something like this. Can capture images in 640 by 480, which I'll show you them soon, but not a lot of options in here. Do image viewer, DV mode, effect, contrast, brightness, white balance, settings. That's about it. Very basic standard camera, as you would expect from a phone like this. Then we have DV, which is the video recorder, which records in 240 by 320. And once again, you can do camera mode, effect, contrast, brightness, settings, and that's about it. So I'll splice in the photos and videos that I took with the Glam'our Go Splash, and enjoy what you're about to see.
Okay, this is video recording on the Glam'our splash phone thing. This is the frogs. Oh, you can actually kind of see them this time. Hey, that's not too bad at all. It's like 3 frames a second, but it'll do. I've also decided to hold the phone in landscape mode instead of portrait because, I don't know, I felt like it. It looks better, doesn't it? Well, look at this. This is like an acid trip right here. Holy moly. Well, anyways, there's the 3 Muppets just there. There we go. There's the brick wall. Oh man, that's good. That is something right there. Oh boy. Hey, do you want to see Stuart dance? Man, he's having a jolly good time. I can safely say the EIS is superb on this one. I know it's a shitty phone, I get it. Can we zoom in? No, we cannot. That is as far as we can go. So that is the Glam'our Splash.
Well, there you go, that's the quality of the camera on this. I think we've seen worse, possibly, but for a cheapy thing like this that was probably sold for about $10 or something like that, it will do. It's fine. I'll skip audio, but video, do we have anything? Oh, do we have something? No, we've got nothing on here. FM radio requires headphones. Go on, let's see if this works. Aha, earphone plugged in, just one. Ashton's reference. Okay. This song's been on another phone. I don't know what it is. I think that was Taylor Swift. I have no idea. There you go. FM radio works. Recorder. Looks like that. No need to test that. And, oh god, here we go. Audio. So I'll just put this to maximum, and I'll go ahead and play BFG Division, and we'll see how loud this one gets to. 104.6 we got to, which is not too bad, and honestly the speaker quality with this is not half bad. If I bump it down to about halfway, then play it again, it sounds a lot more acceptable. The speaker sounds good with BFG Division, but for those ringtones though, oh boy, yeah, just don't even go there. If you even knew what any of those are, feel free to let me know, because I have no clue whatsoever. But that is basically it for the Glam'our phone. You can take photos, it has an FM radio, the D-pad is very stupid, and it's completely made of plastic and is very lightweight, and takes a Nokia battery. And it comes with a set of horrific ringtones for you all. So that's pretty cool. So let's power this one off, tear it apart. their own tone just doesn't sound enthusiastic at all. Much like me at this point in time with these devices. Oh boy. Okay, let's tear this thing apart then. It kind of looks exactly like the O-King X6, kind of, but it has more screws that hold it together. And a warranty sticker as well. That's interesting. Alright, so popping the top cover off, like so. Just pulls the LCD out with it, because it's stuck to there. The speaker's the exact same as the Addtel. That kind of explains it, but the Addtel was louder. And now lifting that out of the plastic housing. Now LCD can just flop down like so. There is a code on the camera just there, if you can see that. And it's HHYST. I think that's how you pronounce it. HHYST. So I'll just go ahead and put that back down there like so. And we'll flip it around and there we go. Same speaker. Coin style vibration motor. I don't think there was one in the other one, unless I completely missed it. But anyways, doesn't matter. 2-inch display as well. Yep, 2-inch display. And there is a sticker just on the back like so, if you can read any of that. And I can't quite pick any information out of there, but if you can, please let me know. Because if I just lift the sticker up, I just had to scrape off the rest of the sticker that was on top of this Spreadtrum chip, but there it is right there. SC631D. Now because I'm doing this all in one sitting, I'm not too sure if that's the same module that was found in the previous device. I kind of broke a tiny little piece of this off, but that's alright. There is something just there that I'm not too sure what that says. I'll make sure to have a look at that during editing to see what that is. Probably just a power IC most likely, which I've just popped that off. That's alright, it should still work. Alright, we'll see if this works. I don't think it will, but you never know. I may have not killed this. Oh, well, it's... Oh, there you go. It still boots up. I'll display the specifications on screen for you all. Lovely startup tone, I've got to say that. This is all the specifications of the device as far as I can tell. But anyways, that is the Glam'our Splash Go, which had some horrific ringtones on it, but it had the same size speaker as the previous one. So this is kind of okay. Sort of. Not really. Let's now move on to a flip phone. This phone is an unbranded thing, but it has some lovely flowers on here, which gives it a nice touch. But we have our 0.3 megapixel camera just there. And this device is aimed more for people who need an accessible device, so we've got to cut this one a little bit of slack. On the side we do have some volume buttons as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the back we do have an SOS button, which just slides like so. We do have dual LED flashes there for a torch. I'll show you that too. On the other side we have a dedicated torch button, which is kind of cool. On the bottom, micro USB port, microphone hole, as well as the Nokia charging port, which I'm not too sure what the name of this is, but it's the tiny little pin one. And then finally, opening this thing up reveals the magic. We have a 2.4-inch TFT LCD and big button layout, which, as I said, this one's made for people who need the big buttons for accessibility, but we just have up and down. This is not an OK button. This is just a circle in between the two buttons. It does nothing. We have call 1 and call 2, an option button, that also doubles as an option button, power on, our numeric keypad, a dedicated button for MP3 as well as FM, and we've got the earpiece just at the top there as well. This kind of reminds me of a Toshiba or a Sharp flip phone from Japan, one of those really, really big ones, which I think I have one laying around somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I should show you all Japanese phones in one video. Let me know if you want to see that one day. I don't know when though. But anyways, if we pop open the rear cover, you can see that this is just nothing. It's a GSM global system for mobile communication. There's the IMEI just there if you want to look that up, feel free. 2G once again, dual mini SIMs, micro SD card slot, and we've got a guy just there throwing something into the bin. Please recycle. That's nice. But I do know what to call this device, and I'm going to show you that very soon. This device says something really lovely to you when you boot this up. Really, really nice. No, it doesn't say welcome. Guess again. No, unfortunately, this phone says this. Good luck. And a lovely ringtone to boot us up there. This is the Good Luck flip phone. Wait, it only showed one IMEI in the back there, but if I press 06 hash, we can see both IMEIs there like so. If you want to look them up, feel free. But yeah, the 2.4-inch display, which has big fonts, the big buttons, pretty good for accessibility. We've got a menu, we've got phone book, call center, messaging, multimedia, organizer, settings, file manager, user profiles, services, fun and games, and back to phone book. It is a little bit iffy using this without having a D-pad. We just have the up and down buttons. So pound and star work as left and right for some applications. Phone book, very basic. And I will say, for a display like this is actually not too bad. I'd say it would be a 320 by 240 display. Ignore the scratches on the screen there, but it's actually a fairly clear display. And the user interface isn't all that bad. Within multimedia, we have the camera, image viewer, video recorder, video player, audio player, sound recorder, FM radio. A current recurring theme with these ones is they basically all have the same thing. They all run the same operating system, which is Nucleus RTOS, I believe, or as I usually call it, the Java one. Organizer, calculator, looks a little something like that. Alarm, looks a little something like this. Calendar, looks like that. Set to 2011, there you go. Tasks. Anniversary. We do have a stopwatch on here, which is the typical stopwatch in the N-Way one, which we've seen on the iPhone clones and stuff. Oh, it says stopwatch, which is cool. World clock. Yep. That's not correct, but close enough. We have speed dial, which would be quite handy for some. One key max... We have to wait. Hang on. VOL... Max key volume. Okay. On. Location anywhere. Okay. Oh, so it comes with maps. But once again, you need a SIM card to access all these. We have fence setting. No idea what fence setting is, but okie dokie. Help. Well, that's wonderful. Help is all in Chinese. And lastly, we have EasyFone, which, if we go to my homepage, is the internet browser, I would say. So this could be an EasyFone. So I might call this the EasyFone Good Luck Flip Phone, unless when we tear it down I see a model number or something like that in there. In settings, we have the usual dual SIM settings, phone settings, time and date, power on and off, all that sort of stuff there. The input method, though, I did notice there's a fuzzy setting. There's a bunch of fuzzy phone tick. Fuzzy phone tick. S equals SH. Not sure what that is, but you can also do pinyin if you wanted to. Security settings, nothing new in there. Connectivity. In Bluetooth, we have... Any devices have been paired with this? Probably not. Oh, hello. The name of this is the CIT050. So I kind of have a bunch of names to call this device now. The file manager shows that we have 1K free of 95K. And this is detecting my memory card, so I've set a different ringtone to each time you open and close it and power it on and off. Okay, fix that issue. Alright, user profiles, here we go. So if I go to customize and go to tone settings, selling Alaska? File not exist. Oh. Time to waste. Time to waste? File not exist. Oh. We can do the first. Oh, I've heard these before. If you've watched other videos from this channel featuring shitty phones, you've heard all these before. Maybe not this though. And that's it for the ringtones. Not too loud, which is good, and they're not too horrible, which is also good. But yeah, power on, you can set 3 ringtones, which is this one, tone 2, and tone 3. And yeah, you can choose the tone for the cover open and cover close, which... Keypad also locks as well for some particular reason. Also, I didn't find a way to change the wallpaper, but that doesn't matter. Services, internet services, currently not available. Not much we can do because this is 2G only. Fun and games, ebook reader, which I didn't put a text file on here. I should have done, but you can read ebooks on this if you wanted to. Games, we have VSMJ, which is... Oh, this game. What is this? I'm not too sure what this is, to be fairly honest. Some sort of a card? No. Mahjong? No. I honestly don't know. And we also have QQ. which needs a SIM card and yells at you in Chinese. And now we can go to multimedia. And opening up the camera looks a little something like this. Even though I selected 1280 by 1024 for the photos, they only came out in 640 by 480, which is unfortunate. But out of all the phones in this video, I'd say the camera on this is probably the best. You do get a lot more options here. You can zoom in. Each of the buttons is a shortcut for the camera settings. Image size 1280 by 1024, but yeah, 640 by 480 is how they came out as. The video recorder looks a little something like this. Pretty much exactly the same as the camera. Now I had a bit of problems because I was going, okay, it's not a touchscreen. No button here to activate video recording. No, it's call 2 that activates videos. With that being said, let me splice in the photos and videos that I took with our good luck, I've already forgotten the name of this device, and we'll continue on.
Hi. Yes, I'm outside. Okay, testing video recording on the phone that wishes you good luck. It doesn't actually look too bad. For a cheapy thing like this, it's 640 by 480 accordingly, but it actually doesn't look too bad. I was going to say it has autofocus, but no, it just adjusts the brightness or the exposure really, really briefly, but it's not too bad, to be honest. Not too much jelly movement either. This is probably the best quality out of these phones so far, depending on which order I look at them in though, but no, it's not too bad. Hi. Yes, you're a chonk. I know that. Boo. That's my phone going off. Brick wall looks like a... Well, I can't see anything on the screen at the moment, but I'm sure it looks like a brick wall. Down to Stuart. Why does he look a little kind of stretched? Probably the screen. Most likely. There's our lonely lemon just there, the lemon tree, and the faraway aircon. Can we zoom in at least? I'll just press every single button until we figure that out. That is a no-go. So that is the phone that wishes you good luck. Not too bad overall.
Okay, so within that I couldn't actually work out how to zoom. It is probably one of these buttons somewhere that does a zoom function, but I couldn't work it out, so we'll just ignore it for now. Video player, is there anything on here by default? No, there is not. We do have audio player, which we'll come to last. Sound recorder looks a little... Oh, that looks pretty bubbly and space theme XP era sort of thing. FM radio. Oh, I just switched it off. These buttons to go down to your radio station that you need. So you can use these buttons to select it, so... Yep. Append. Oh, okay. I'm trying to find out how to adjust the volume and I can't work it out. Well yeah, FM radio works, except the headphone jack doesn't work for some particular reason. Oh, I have a feeling it's not working because I have a button on these headphones. That's probably why. Oh no, it's working now. Anyways, let's come to audio player, and with it at the absolute maximum. I forgot there's volume buttons on the side. We can adjust the volume. There you go. Alright, let's play BFG Division. 101.9 we got to. The speaker is not really the greatest quality in this, but it'll do for a device like this. Also, there's no front screen, if you didn't notice. And the torch as well, if we just flick that on, once again, is not the greatest. And finally, the SOS button, which if you just activate that, it requires you to put a SIM card in. Well, what can we say about the Good Luck flip phone? For people who need big buttons, big fonts on a 2.4-inch display, it's not a bad device. The camera's not too bad. The microphone quality on this isn't too bad at all. The build quality, while being all plastic, is quite reasonable. And the dual torches on the back, well, they work as well. And there's pretty flowers on there. So this thing has a lot going for it, and so far this is probably the best device I've tested in this video. But I'll switch it off. Tells me good luck, because we're about to tear it down. And we'll tear this down. Alright, so this is inside of the device. There is a wire that is for the FM, which runs all the way along there. The speaker is probably about a 10mm one, and there were two screws holding down the plastic bracket that goes over the speaker, the flex cable for the keypad and screen as well, and on the other side is just the keyboard, which looks a little something like that. There's no button there, it's just up and down, that's it. Taking this sticker off reveals that we did have a couple of stickers under here, but unfortunately I've kind of ripped them off, and I won't be able to tell what that is, unfortunately. But taking a look at the guts of this, we finally have a MediaTek chip just there. It is the MediaTek MT6235DVN, as well as, I would say, a expansion module just there. I'm actually not too sure what that is, but I will look that up during editing, and I'll edit that in and let you know what that is. Alright, hopefully this still works, because I had a bit of trouble putting the casing back on and kind of cracked it, but it should still work, hopefully. So if it does, I'm going to display all the specifications of the device to the right like so, and I think I killed it. Yep. I killed it. The phone still powers on and everything, but this flex ribbon here appears to be damaged now. Unless it's come out of here, possibly? This is all attached and doesn't look damaged, but the screen just lights up, plays sounds, and doesn't show anything else. So I can't really do terribly much about that, so I'll just kind of display the specs on screen for you all. Kind of gives you an idea. Also, one of the screws kind of got stuck in the frame, but that's okay. This phone wished me good luck, and, well, it was definitely correct. Good luck taking this phone apart and letting it survive. But anyways, I'll reassemble this off camera. It still powers on and everything, but nothing on the display. I checked inside of here, inside of there once again. Everything's all flush, but just doesn't work anymore. Sad, because I didn't get to take photos and videos with these LEDs on, which would have been kind of cool, but I think you kind of get the idea of the quality of this anyways. So, let's move on to the mini digital TV mobile AK09 thing. Fun fact about this one, this was originally going to be in the iPhone clone month. It was going to be somewhere between that Barbie phone and something else, just to sort of mix those videos up a bit. But I had a look at it and I just went, nah, I'll leave it for another day. And that other day has been almost 2 years. But this is kind of looking like an iPhone if it wasn't really looking like an iPhone. It's a almost Fast and the Furious Eclipse green color. You know what I mean? Kind of, sort of, yeah. It's got a 2.4-inch resistive touchscreen, which is kind of neat. We do have two option buttons, the home button or D-pad with the home button in the middle, SIM card 1 call, SIM card 2 call, an FM shortcut, and call end. We've got our 0.3 megapixel camera just there, our earpiece, and along the sides we don't have a lot going on. We do have an on button, we do have this, we'll get to that in a second, nothing on that side, and on the bottom we do have just a mini USB port behind this door that just fell off. I'll just put that back on then. And once again, a small Nokia charging port. And then on the back is this cutesy design. Look, there's a little bunny there, there's another bunny sleeping, and I don't know, it just looks cool. It says mini there for the speed grill as well, so that kind of just adds to it. Yeah, this here is a stylus. Well, you'd think it's an antenna at first, but it kind of is double. It's just a stupidly huge stylus that doubles as an antenna, so that's kind of nifty. But taking the back cover off reveals we have a battery inside. It's a BL5B, which I have a Nokia one just here. I didn't charge this one up because I have a feeling that this would swell up very quickly, but it is a TINTELE, or a TINTELE? TINTELE? Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a rip-off of the BL5B battery. I'll just put that to the side. And we have a disintegrating black piece here that, yeah, just disintegrates when you touch it. I might just pull that off so it's easier. There we go. Unless that's important to the phone. Who knows, man? We do have our dual SIM card design, which, yeah, you just put one SIM card in there and another SIM card in there. GSM only, so 2G only, 0.3 megapixel camera on the back, micro SD card slot, and yeah, it's the TV Mobile AK09 Mini. Both IMEIs are listed there, feel free to look them up if you want to, see what they correspond with. If you can see them, there you go. As I always say, it's fun finding out where these have been pinched from, because you just never know what random phone they've been borrowed off. Put the back cover on, put our stylus slash antenna just back in there like so. We're ready to power on this thing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Okay, did you really think there was going to be a very, very long video without a welcome device? Nope. We have one here. But yeah, this is it booted up, and you can use the D-pad to navigate straight to BFG division. I'll leave that for now. These buttons are just sort of flush with the rest of the phone sort of thing, so they just push down and that's it. There's our menu, looking very iPhone 2G era, iPhone 3G era sort of thing, which is why I was going to feature this in the iPhone clone month. Before you ask, yes, the LCD is damaged. There's 2 lines going across there, and there's 1 line going down there. So I don't really have high hopes for this one surviving the teardown, but I will try my best. Let's have a look at this thing. I completely forgot about the menu. So this has such powerhouse specifications that it cannot even render the menu at a decent speed, so you can change the effect for this, which I'll get into. But we have phone book, which that's looking Nokia S60, I think. Not Series 40, I think that's S60 now. That wallpaper's been pinched from. Messages, looks like so. Call center, nothing much in there. Wait, change voice, hang on a second. I wish I could have called this, or I could have used these. I did test these on one of the random phones I've used once upon a time when 2G was working, and used these sound effects, and god, they're horrendous, but they work. In settings, we have the dual SIM settings, pen calibration, phone setup, which we can change the 3D effect. So the main menu has a whole bunch of different styles. So let's just choose style 7, for example, and go back, and there you go. So let me just press the buttons a bunch of times and just watch it go. Fun. I've put them both to no effect, so it's going to be a little bit faster. Okay, dedicated key, which is just the D-pad where you can set shortcuts. Handwriting. Oh yeah, we can use this bad boy on here. Miscellaneous settings, LCD backlight. Actually, I should change the LCD backlight because it's like 10 seconds. Yeah. Little happy face as well. Shake setup. Wallpaper switch shake. MP3 shake setup. Photo shake setup. So if we go back to the wallpaper and do a bit of a shake, I don't think that works, but there's a clock on the front screen. I wonder if you could do anything about that. Also in setup is a G-sensor calibration, but shake setup, I've got everything on. When we get to playing music, I'll just shake it around like that and see if anything works. Security setup, all the usual stuff there, and restore factory settings. Multimedia, we do have the camera, image viewer, video recorder, video player, audio player, sound recorder, and FM radio, which borrows the Windows Media Player 9 icon, or 8? It's either 8 or 9, could be 7 actually. We'll come back to that. File manager, we have a total of 755k on the phone memory, so we have a lot of storage to work with here. We also have games, which we have motion game. Let's go to actual games first. We've got puzzle, which I think is the Mona Lisa puzzle, which I got most of it. And then motion game, which is dice. Let's see if this actually works. Oh yeah, that does work. Didn't get anything good. Oh, double sixes, nice. Profiles, oh boy, the ringtones. I have a feeling they're all the same ones that we've heard from the flip phone, I think. Yep. Well, that's different. Oh, that's it. Oh, the power on tones. Oh, it just keeps repeating. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, when does it over end? Oh, jeez. Where's Boot Audio 3? Come on. Alright, you can have some piss sounds to power up your phone. Nice. Alright, I'll just agree with that. Moving on. Do I have to do anything else within profiles? Not really. I'll just leave all that. Organizer, calendar. Ooh, pretty calendar. Memo, nothing in there. Alarm, nothing. World clock, not close. We do have services. Is it WAP or WAP? I always knew it as WAP, but people have told me different. Doesn't matter. It's not going to work because I don't have a SIM card in there, and 2G doesn't work anymore, as you've heard for every other phone on this video so far. Extra, we do have Bluetooth. Has it been paired with anything? No, it doesn't look like it. Calculator looks like a calculator. Stopwatch looks like the typical stopwatch. Oh. It's kind of different. Oh, the cat one. Yeah, we've seen that on some other phone that I don't remember. Ebook reader, which, does it have anything? No. Should have put a text file in here. Doesn't matter. Shortcuts is just all shortcuts to whatever you need to go to, I guess. You know why the wallpaper thing doesn't work? Because there's only one wallpaper on here. That's it. That makes sense. Alright, well let's jump into multimedia then and go straight to camera, which looks straight off the iPhones and all those other phones that I've taken a look at before. All the usual options to the side. The photos and videos that were taken with this are in 640 by 480 and the videos are in 176 by 144, I believe. Yeah, you do have the normal options within here. You can change the camera settings, and this is the only phone in this whole video that has a front camera, which you can select. And there you go, front camera. But I did have a slight problem with the photos and videos that I took with this, is that when I came back inside, put them all on the computer, I seen that the back cover interferes with the camera and causes a green tint to appear. So I had to take the back cover off, redo the camera test, and it looks much better. So I'll splice the photos and videos in, and you can have a look at the wonderful quality of our mini AK, I've already forgotten phone.
Definitely the rear camera quality of the mini TV mobile AK09 thingamajiggy. I've had to do the video test again because I just realised that the lens had a green tint to the back of it, so I've taken the back cover off and it looks a little something like this, so it should look better. Nothing special here, just I don't know, 0.3 megapixel camera, if that. I think this is 176 by 144, but I could be mistaken. The brick wall looks a little something like this. Down to Stuart, there he is there, looking fairly happy. Lonely lemon under there, lemon tree. And the faraway icon with a 3x digital zoom looks a little something like that. Can you even see it? I can barely see it. Well, there you go. That's the rear camera quality. So let's jump into the front camera quality and check that out. Testing the front camera quality of the mini TV AK09 phone. I'm sitting on the ground because any light on this camera, forget it. I just look like this, which is great. Jelly movement, absolutely, yes. The greatest thing is we can zoom in. Oh God, please, God, no, stop. No, what are you doing? No.
Yep, so the front camera is pretty much useless unless you're in a pretty dark environment. Otherwise you're going to look like that. So yeah, that's pretty good. And the rear camera, well, that's nothing really to talk about either. 0.3 megapixel and 0.3 megapixel. Standard generic stuff here, nothing really too great. Video player has nothing in here. Audio player we'll come back to in a second. Sound recorder, oh, record, there we go. Oh, that GIF. Where's the dancing guy? I wonder if we can get the dancing guy up. Hang on. That's the keyboard as well, which we've seen before, but you can... Okay, handwriting works. Let me go to File Manager, actually, and see if we can get that dancing guy to show up, because I haven't seen him in quite a while. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hopefully I'll be able to show him in a second. There he is. There's our friend. Look at him go. I believe someone found the source of this. Yeah, you could just watch this all day if you wanted to. And there we go, FM radio. We now grab that out. Oh. Stay in there, buddy. sounds great. This antenna doesn't work. Alright, well finally we're left with audio player, so we'll do it to maximum. And we'll go ahead and play BFG Division and see what we get to on this. Alright, absolute maximum tinniness. Here we go. .99.6 we got to. Doesn't sound the best. Very tinny, very distorted and all that sort of thing. Not quite the volume that we've seen on the Addtel thing, but it will do. Also, what's the little switch at the top here do? Nothing, it's just there for decoration. Fair enough. Oh, there's the phone dialer too, if you wanted to know what that looks like. But that's pretty much it of this mini mobile. Not really that interesting, just a generic welcome device with Apple looking icons and a very slow menu that I've turned all the effects off so that it's slightly usable. It's just a very green, cutesy phone thing. I don't really know what else to say about it, so I'll go ahead and switch this off and we'll do a quick teardown. Horrific. Now this should be fairly easy to get into, but we'll see. It's the only phone out of all of these to use a BL5B as well. The rest of them just use BL4C or a BL5C. We've got a couple of screws to take out. Alright. So that was reasonably easy to get into. Do have the little vibration motor on the back just there, the charger port, and where it says mini just there. And some contacts, and the antenna. Oh, it is a TINTELE. That's the brand of this. It's a TINTELE TV. I don't know what to call it now. But unfortunately though, this is where we kind of come to a standstill because the screen is soldered directly onto here. So I might be able to just sort of pop it off. But if you kind of see here, we have this stacked motherboard design. Like so. Oh, it's just held down by a little connector. Like so. But yeah, there's a tiny little speaker there. Well, that's kind of nifty. There we go. The screen hides the little shortcuts that you can use. So you can use these shortcuts to go home and to your contacts and all that sort of stuff, but they've just covered it up because they've used this display off another phone. And lifting the display back, we got a code on there, and we do have a code for the rear camera as well as the front camera just there. The display has that written on it just there. Just plop that back into place like so. But I have a feeling that the guts are under this keyboard here. We do have access to the chips here, but unfortunately I can't really quite see them. I did find a hidden sticker just there if you want to pause to read any of that, if any of that's important. And I know I'm kind of destroying these devices, but how else am I going to see the specifications? I can kind of see them now, but I may as well sort of rip this off because I'm pretty much almost there. There we go. Alright, we have a MediaTek MT6225A with, I believe, a expansion module just there, like so. Don't know what that's going to be. There is another MediaTek chip there as well, which is a something. Can't quite see that. We do also have another MediaTek one just there. Not sure what that is either. Alright, well now the question is, will this still work after I put it back together? I don't know. This may still work. I highly doubt it though. Okay, I sort of didn't get the power button back in there, but that doesn't matter because you can just press it like so. I'll just put the power button in there like so. So now we have to see if this thing works still. I only took out half the shielding that belonged in there. That doesn't matter. Does it work still? Hey! There you go. I'll display all the specifications of the welcome TINTELE AK09 thingamajiggy. That'll do. It all still works. Does the touchscreen still work? Or did I kill it? I think I killed it. Yeah, these buttons down here should open shortcuts, but they don't. And yeah, I think I killed the touchscreen. Well, it's still usable, I just can't use the touchscreen now. I mean, the thing's already stuffed, so I can't really do too much, but I got to show you the main features of this, which was the whole idea of this sort of thing. As I said, I'm really hoping that these things aren't going to be super rare one day and I've pulled these things apart and they don't work anymore. And finally, the last one we have to test in this video is the Tecno phone. Cue any Tecno song that should start playing right about now. The Tecno brand, I'm not sure where it comes from, but I have featured one in a job lot, and yeah, a couple of people said, hey, you should review a Tecno phone. I've got one. It's probably the cheapest one you'll ever see, but hey, let's give it a go. You never know, there could be something redeeming about this thing. But yeah, Tecno, D-pad, option keys, call end, the numeric keyboard with Arabic lettering on it, which when I did reset this, it came up in Arabic, and I went, oh boy, how am I going to reset this back to English? I somehow found out. On the back, we do have our rear camera, which should be a 0.3 megapixel camera, our speaker, LED flash, the Tecno branding, and it is in a cool red and black color scheme, which is kind of nice. And at the bottom, we do have a micro USB port as well as a headphone jack. So no Nokia charging port on this one, but ripping open the back cover reveals the tiny little IMEI sticker just there. If you want to pause and see where these are pinched from, feel free, but they may actually correspond with this. I'm not too sure, but this is a Tecno T371. Dual SIMs, 2G, as always. Slam that bad boy on. Alright, let's test the Tecno. I love what it said. Experience communication now. We don't have a touchscreen, unfortunately. It's all controlled via here, but it is the same usual operating system that we've seen on the previous phones and other cheapo phones that I've reviewed on this channel, but this is slightly different. They've made it with this little circly animation going around there like so. Also, if you hold the power button, it comes up with this menu, which is honestly something I wouldn't have expected to see on this. Usually it's just a little window that comes up, but no, this is actually like something you would see on a smartphone perhaps, because you can choose different functions and all that sort of thing. So this is probably the most advanced one out of the lot of phones that we've had a look at today. Anyways, menu, we do have phone book, messages, call history, lifestyle, palm chat, camera, FM radio settings, Facebook, multimedia, tools and services. And of course we know the services aren't going to work for obvious reasons. I'll start with lifestyle actually. Oh, please insert SIM card. Palm chat, currently not available. Camera, well, we may as well do the camera test. This performed pretty bad. Not many options here, 640 by 480. Video is in 176 by 144. Only a single camera, nothing really much to talk about here. So I'll splice in the photos and videos. Enjoy what you're about to see.
Oh boy, alright, testing video quality on the Tecno phone. It's kind of zoomed in by default. Any jelly movement? Kinda, sorta. It looks a little something like this though. This is pretty average. And the three Muppets, which you can't even tell what they look like, well, you kind of can. I'm looking at the screen on an angle and I can barely see anything, so I'm just hoping for the best here. There's the brick wall in all its glorious detail. Good, all zoomed in just there. And just before the sun goes down, this is the last test I'm doing out of the 5 phones. That's the faraway icon with the who knows what times digital zoom that is.
I'm not sure if this was the worst phone that performed in the camera department. I'm going to let you all be the judge of that. Which one took the worst photos? But we'll get to that nearing towards the end of the video when I'll sort of look back over them all. FM radio works without an antenna, so we can just go ahead and find a radio station. That works. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for playing that. Settings is all of the usual stuff. There's nothing really to note in here, but I will go to display to have a look at the wallpapers, which we have just one. That's it. One thing I forgot to check on this was the shake to go to the next MP3. I'm sure it would have worked. Facebook's gonna need a SIM card. Multimedia we'll come back to. Tools, we got profiles. Oh boy, ringtones. Please be prepared. Oh, we've only got 4. That doesn't sound that bad. Alright, next one. Okay, that sounds... What the fuck even is this? Alright. Uh-huh. That sounds alright. Yeah, no, I don't want to wake up to this every morning. Nope. The second one was horrendous. Let me just play that again. Yep, okay. No worries, Technophone. No problems at all. Alright, well that's the profiles. Calendar looks like a calendar. Bluetooth has been paired with anything? I don't think so. Probably not. Torch. I mean, it's fairly bright. I didn't show any photos taken with the torch on, but I think you get an idea. It would have worked, but just slightly a bit brighter. Plus, we've got low quality photos and videos, so it's not really worth testing. Alarm, world clock, wearing Cairo. Nope, not even close. Calculator, looks like calculator. Calcare. Something I actually did notice about this is that it makes 3 folders on your microSD card. Cool photo, cool video, and cool music. They've all got cool in them, but that's where I had to put the music files, and that's where I had to get the photos and videos to use for the camera test. So no idea what the connection is there. Maybe Tecno has a cool thing. That's pretty much it. Internet service, BBC News, not available. Goal. Can't do much there. So let's jump straight into multimedia then. Was there any games on here? There's no games on here. Image viewer, nothing on here. Video recorder looks like this. It's very basic. Really don't have to go over this again. Video player, no files on here. Audio player, we'll get back to. Sound recorder, very basic. And the file manager, I don't know how much the phone memory is. We'll have to tear it apart and have a look. Let's go to BFG division then. Pump it up all the way. It is all the way up. 101.7 we got to. Not the loudest speaker in the world, not the most clearest one, but it will do the job for a cheap phone that's probably going to be worth $20 or something like that. You can do a bunch of other shortcuts like that. You can do meeting mode, and then you can switch that back on to general mode, and this locks it, I think. Nope. That locks it. This one is just another basic one. Speaker is fairly average, camera is crap. The display for a 2.4 inch display isn't too bad, but there's a lot of scratches on there, so I can't really see it clearly. But I would say the flip one probably had the best display out of all of them. Buttons feel okay, for the most part anyways, and it's red and black. So I kind of like this one. If we had a Tecno smartphone, I could have done a lot more, but this is fairly basic. It's not meant to be used for really ridiculous tasks like gaming and stuff. It's just a thing that makes phone calls, text messages, play a couple of songs, take a couple of photos. So I'll power this off, which you come to here and then power off. And let's take a look at the insides of the Tecno, which is super easy to get into. Just 6 screws hold it together and that should be it. Fairly easy disassembly, just comes apart like so. There is the LCD. Lift up like so. Reveals a whole bunch of stuff there. 2017 this was made. But we do have some information on the flex cable just there like so. This should just now pop right out. Alright, unsnapping the snaps reveals the cool red back. Looks nice. Anyways, inside of here is the guts. Wait, there was no vibration motor in here, but there's a cutout for one that's supposed to go there. And where it's supposed to be. There's a lot of stuff that could be soldered on here. So this board was probably repurposed for a bunch of other Tecno phones, and they've just shoved it together here. We do have a sticker just there, which says some basic information. Not too sure if any of it's important or not. Our main chips are just under this piece just there, and I've just broken the speaker. Well, I kind of wrecked the Tecno phone. Yeah, so I may have ripped up a lot of the traces on the motherboard there. This won't work. Definitely not. There is a module just there, and we do have a MediaTek, what do we got in here? MT6261DA right there, which is probably the most powerful one out of this whole lot, I'd say. But yeah, they're the only 2 chips on the board. But knowing that I've ripped up all of that, I don't have high hopes for this one working. Let's see if this works. If it does, I'll display the specifications to the side, and it still works. Well, anyways, you can see the specifications there. Everything still works. Amazing. Even though I ripped off half the motherboard, it still works. So there you go. That's the Tecno phone. As I said, because I'm filming this all in one sitting, I don't really know which one was the most powerful device out of all of them, but I would probably say this is, but I won't say too much more in case I'm incorrect. That is the 5 welcome devices. Well, not welcome, but you know what I mean. cheapo, random devices that I had laying around that I figured, hey, why not look at them all in one video? Instead of just doing one video for one, why not just put them all into one video, make a big long video and just taking a look at these random devices, and that's exactly what I've done. My favourite one out of them would have to be the flip phone, to be fairly honest. I like that the most. The most powerful speaker would probably be the Addtel, of course. The best display, the flip phone. The most functions would probably be the flip phone. Sad that it doesn't work anymore though, which is really unfortunate because this had kind of a lot going for it. Kind of didn't, kind of didn't. What was your favourite one out of the bunch? Did you like this Addtel O-King X6 for its speaker? Did you like the Glam'our Splash for its looks? Did you like the flip phone because of its unknown brand that we eventually found out that I've forgotten the name of, and its pretty flower design? Or the mini digital TV phone with its eclipse green colour scheme? Or the Tecno phone that didn't play any techno? Which one did you like out of them? Let me know down in the comments below. That is the 5 random cheapo shitty devices roundup. I hope you enjoyed this video for what it was. It wasn't really that entertaining because it was the same phone over and over again, but I hope I've made it somewhat entertaining for you all. A lot of you have requested for me to look at more cheap crap. Well, I have delivered you some more cheap crap. Right on Christmas too. Now at this point in time, I'm not sure if I'm going to make another video before Christmas. I'd planned for the Realme GT video to be the last one of the year, but this kind of happened and we're here now. Hopefully I'll make one more before the end of the year, and I know that I've got some work cut out for me in 2022, so after New Year's I'll get right onto that. So I hope you enjoyed this video for what it was. There were timestamps in the description, so you can just jump along to wherever you need to be. Each one will be in their own little segment. It's like it'll be a chunk dedicated to one phone. There'll be just big chapters instead of timestamps. I think you'll get the point of it anyways. But yeah, feel free to let me know what this bloke's name was on here, and if you can help me get rid of the password, and which one was your favourite down in the comments below. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching this very, very long video. I hope you did enjoy this once again. And as always, take care, stay safe, be good people, and I'll see you all in the next one, which I'm not too sure what that'll be, but I'm sure I'll figure it out before the end of the year. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. So if you've made it to the end of the video, you're staring at a thumb. So what is the deal with my thumbs? I know a lot of people have asked the question, what's with the thumb, S'mores? What's with the deal? Why do you always wear plasters and stuff? Okay, so originally what it was, I bite my nails. There's no hiding the fact that I do that. It's unfortunate, I know, but I'm trying to do my best to minimize it down. And unfortunately both thumbs suffered through various sorts of trauma throughout the years. And while I'd only use one band-aid to cover one up, I eventually just decided on both to make it more even. And if anyone steals my videos, well, you just look out for the band-aids and problem solved. So they've become more of a staple of the channel, so while I don't need to wear them, which I'm going to show you very soon, I just do it for the whole gimmick of it, I suppose. Now while the other thumb is still completely stuffed, this one I can show you what it looks like. So this is the first time in 3 years or something that you're actually going to see this. And this is what it looks like. It's not the greatest. It's definitely getting there though. This has been a year of progress, basically starting from scratch to now. So you've just watched a tech video, now I'm talking about my thumbs. But a lot of people ask about this, and this is what it looks like. I'm still going to cover this up with a band-aid, but I just want you to all know that I do have a thumbnail. It's there. It just looks fucking horrendous, but it's better than having nothing there at all. So these band-aids are here to stay for the whole gimmick of the channel and all that sort of thing, and I go through so many band-aids that I should honestly start designing my own. But I just thought I'd share that with you all as a bonus at the end of this video. So if you've went onto Google and tried to find out something, there you go. That's the reason why. I've given an explanation, and I think you all get the idea with this. So anyways, I'll leave it here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thumbs up. See? I can do that. Yay. It honestly does look so weird now without having the band-aid on. Oh, I've been so used to it for so many years. If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.